Afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. We're very excited for you to be a part of this here today. My name is Matt Hawksley. I'm the CEO, founder of Lidogo Incorporated. And on behalf of my partner, Kingsley Kwaku Pinkra, who's the president and CEO of CEDI Ghana, we're pleased to have you here to kick off officially and have our virtual orientation for the eJobs for All program. So on behalf of all the partners that have come together to really put forth a great program, welcome to all the students, to the coaches, to our dignitaries and special guests. Thank you for being here on this special day. We have a program for you today. It should last a little bit under the 2 hours that we had planned, but really going through, hearing a lot of different speeches, a lot of talks about the why, what we're doing here, what the reason is behind it to really address poverty as well as youth unemployment in Ghana. So a lot of the partners have come together to really drive positive change. And we're excited to launch a new program with 1,000 entrepreneurs that are going to be bringing to life their ideas, their businesses, and scaling their businesses for the betterment of themselves, for their communities, as well as society in general. So I'd like to start off with our opening prayer. I'd like to welcome Apostle Dr. Abraham Afori Koragu to the table. Apostle Dr. Abraham, if you would be able to speak now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I hope you are here, everyone. I hope you are hearing me.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I want to thank you much for this privilege for such an guest program. Shall we begin with a word of prayer? Our Lord and our Master, we want to thank you for this privilege and for this opportunity to serve in a special way. We trust that this program will go a long way to give a helping hand to the youth who are grappling with unemployment so that they'll be able to get useful skills that will make them more useful to you and the world at large. I pray for the host, I pray for the discussants, and also those who will be facilitating these discussions. Let your wisdom be theirs so that at the end of the day, we will give glory to you. I bless you for this opportunity once again. And as I pray in the name of Jesus Christ, I thank you for prayer answered. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, sirs.
Thank you, Dr. Abraham, very, very much. So we have a full program today, and as I mentioned, my partner here in CEDI Ghana, Kingsley Kwaku Pinkra, is going to do our opening remarks as well as some introductions of our dignitaries. Kingsley?
Great. Thank you, Matt, my partner. Before I begin with, our chairman, Prof. Stephen Ade, is finding it difficult to join. I've just been informed that he hasn't received the invite yet. So you can do me an Diana by sending to him. To my address, Your Excellency Dr. Roland Roberts, U.S. presidential candidate and founder of Transform Africa, Your Excellency Dula Poshkari, which is the Secretary General of the World Assembly of Youth, the international coordinating body of National Youth Council and National Youth Organizations. Nana Dr. Michael Adu, the founder and chief executive officer of Mikado Holdings. Honorable Lawyer Boy Bobi, Deputy Minister of Employment and Labor Relations. Honorable Kennedy Japon, a member of parliament, businessman, and a presidential candidate. Professor Greg Bavington, Executive Director of Queen's University, Deni Deshpande, Queen's Innovation Center, and our other team and faculty members also from Queen's University. Partners from Canada and Ghana, professors and faculty members joining us from the various universities across the globe, program coaches and advisors, CEOs and business leaders present, distinguished invited guests, 2023 eJobs for All students who have just been recruited, friends of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great delight that I welcome you all to this honorable 2023 virtual orientation ceremony of the Entrepreneurship Just for All program, which is in short the E-Just for All. I'm grateful to all the partners, particularly Professor Greg Bavington and Queen's University for this great training opportunity to the Ghanaian youth and young entrepreneurs, which is costing millions of dollars. My students will take this opportunity serious and make you proud. We look forward to hosting you in Ghana for the in-person training very soon. This journey started in 2017, a little background. After I organized an international symposium for the government ministers, foreign diplomats, professors, and business aspect, chaired by Honorable Professor Margaret Mwakohene, who happens to be a Council of State member. It was reviewed that as a country, the only way we can address the youth unemployment situation is through entrepreneurship. My passion for change, having served as an advisory mentor for Queen's Young Leaders Program, which has been established by Queen Elizabeth in UK, President Clinton Global Initiative, been established by President Clinton also in the United States of America. I was being fortunate to be introduced to now a brother and a friend who happens to be Matt Huxley, the CEO of Lidogo Incorporated. And I'm grateful for how far we have gone. To our new first cohort, congratulations for making it to this program. You are a special group of entrepreneurs to begin this program, considering the devastating effects COVID-19 pandemic has had on many businesses. You are therefore advised to take this program very serious because this is an opportunity of a lifetime to learn and grow as we offer you Queen's University fully funded practical entrepreneurship and innovation training, mentorship from business aspect in the Lidogo Incorporated network, which happens to be in Canada, and funding opportunities to build and scale up your business. We are also fortunate to have great mentors and advisors, including His Excellency, Dr. Roland Robert, who is now a presidential candidate in the United States. Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade, a renowned economist, been well known in this country, social entrepreneur, and also the former rector of GIMPA. Nana Dr. Michael Ado, who also happens to be the CEO of Mikado, a very great man championing entrepreneurship in our country. Professor Kingsley Opoku-Appiah, who happens to be the head of department for accounting and finance in Care University. Madam Janet Ednanyame, who is also the national executive director for the National Commission of Culture, and many others who are assisting on this journey of our entrepreneurship. With the support of these great partners, mentors, and advisors, we are committed to give you nothing but the best. Enjoy this program as we support you throughout your entrepreneurship journey. We are looking forward to seeing you grow and to become successful entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. Not sure if Professor Emeritus Stephen was able to get onto the link there. But if not, we'll work on that as far as having the chairman remarks. Kingsley, and I think at this point in time, based on that, until we can get Professor Stephen in there, then what we can do is then do the introduction of the partners, if you want to take that, and then have them give their specific addresses.
Okay, before then, I hope the chairman's email has been sent again. Have you been able to forward that to him?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then I need to remind him then. So, okay. So the next on the list, which is for us to receive the partner's address. We are very grateful and fortunate to have great partners to be part of us in this program. We couldn't been able to achieve this milestone without the support of these great partners, and we just don't take it for granted. So we are grateful to have them. We will be taking the partner's address. The first on the list to be called is Madam Joyce Ababio, who happens to be the founder and president of GSCD Design Institute Africa, the best creative university in Ghana and West Africa. Madam, we are very honored to have you. The floor is open for you for your speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Your Excellencies, Mr. Chairman Stephen Adai, honorable members present, dear learners, staff, media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you most cordially at the official orientation of the Entrepreneurship Jobs for All projects. It is such a positive day for all of us at JACCD Design Institute Africa and our partners CD Ghana, Queen's University Canada, and Lidogo. The world of work keeps on changing and Ghana is not left out of the equation. Unemployment rate is at an all-high in Africa and Ghana is no exception. With the increase in cost of living, the unemployment situation becomes worse off. Graduates after completion of their studies are not able to find jobs to do, and firms are not also getting the expected skill sets required to do the job. This is when we need, as a country, shift our attention to enabling and supporting our students from a strong entrepreneurial mindset to enable them survive, adapt, and thrive. At JACCD Design Institute, our mission has always been to prepare and build emerging creative talents for excellence in design. This has been achieved to afford our students gain employment and or set up their own business for the past 27 years. We at JACCD Design Institute Africa recognizes the importance of enabling entrepreneurship as a driver of sustainable economic growth, innovation, and job creation, especially among small and medium-sized enterprises. Our programs has been curated to preparing our students to flourish in sustainable enterprises by embedding entrepreneurial learning as a cross-curricular subject in our creative education. Our employability is 99%, and this has always been our foundation, and therefore our curricula provides learners with real-life active learning skills and experiences. As part of this project, we will entreat learners to add up a skill in graphic design, fashion design, interior design, etc., to fully be able to set up after the project. I will urge all learners not to see this project as another opportunity to while away time, but to grab it as a lifelong learning opportunity to support and assist them start their own enterprises, be entrepreneurs in their own businesses, and gain a skill for the future-ready market. We as partners will be ready to provide support for all learners. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Joyce, for your kind words. I'd like to now call Greg Bevington from Queen's University.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's wonderful to see everyone on the call today. A good afternoon to my friends and colleagues in Africa and Europe, and good morning to my friends and colleagues in North America. I'm on the west coast of Mexico this morning, just starting my day, and I know some of you are ending yours. I appreciate everyone gathering together. A particularly deep thanks to all the distinguished guests on the call, some of whom have spoken and many who will speak after me. I'm looking at the titles and the responsibilities behind those titles, and I'm truly impressed that people with such tremendous responsibility and obviously demands on their calendars have taken the time to join us today and to support our young aspiring change makers today. I'd also like to thank CD Ghana and its other partners in eJobs for All, JACCD and Lidogo for convening this wonderful partnership with Queen's University. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you and to enjoy your efforts, your insights, and your support. And I'll also extend my thanks to my colleagues at Queen's University, likewise, for their efforts, insights, and support. Thanks also to the media who've attended today. You obviously understand that 1,000 aspiring young African change makers and entrepreneurs gathering to embark on their entrepreneurial journey is a story that needs to be documented and told. So we very much appreciate you starting that effort today with us. And everyone else on the call, the mentors, the various observers and supporters who've come today to support these 1,000 aspiring young change makers. Thank you for joining us. But it's those entrepreneurs, those change makers that I'd like to share a particular thanks and some insights with. You've heard entrepreneurship before, no doubt, and even on this call already, cited as a tremendous potential engine of change. And it's quite right that it's recognized in that way. It can positively impact so many people, the founders, suppliers, customers, employees, the community in which your ventures operate, and indeed the government in which that if you're very successful, you'll be paying taxes to. Over 30 years ago, when I started my first entrepreneurial journey, I was very focused in hindsight on the potential impact it might have on me, particularly the financial impact, but also the personal impact. And in particular, I was moved by the opportunity to have more autonomy and less reliance on others, particularly other established companies, and my own fortunes. In hindsight, though, it's the impact that my efforts have had on others that have been the most inspiring over the years. I would encourage all of you to reflect on that before you start your journeys or as you start your journeys. And then in future, remember, when things inevitably seem difficult or even unsurmountable, think of all the people beside you and around you who stand to benefit from the change that you'll be driving through your entrepreneurial journey, those customers, those suppliers, those employees who are all relying on you to drive change for them. It's that selflessness, that awareness of the others around you, that is the hallmark of true leadership. And I'd like to see all 1,000 of you become true Ghanaian leaders. That's a heavy challenge, I know, but I'd also like you to reflect on the fact that you're not alone in this journey. Look at all the people on this call today who've shown up, who've taken time out of their demanding schedules, and will take yet more time out of their demanding schedules to support and guide you and to document and tell your stories, including myself and my colleagues at Queen's University. Never hesitate to reach out to us if you think there's any way whatsoever that we can be of assistance. We will do everything that we can do to support you. And as you've already been encouraged, I'd also add my voice to encourage you to take full advantage of the opportunity that's been presented to you today. That is the hallmark of a true entrepreneur, to take full opportunity to drive change and to make positive change for as many people as possible. Thank you for the opportunity to address you today, and I wish you all Godspeed in your journeys.
Thank you very much, Greg. Fantastic words of wisdom there. I'd love to now, at this point, call Professor Dr. Lawrence Lowell from CEDI Ghana. You can share your video, Dr. Lowell. Dr. Lowell, we can see you, and if you want to make your address, perfect. Thank you.
Professor Emeritus Stephen Adai, former Rector, Gempa, Chairman of the occasion, guests of honors, partners, invited guest friends of the media, and the participant applicant present for the day, and the other protocol not mentioned but present. To me, it is a privilege to address this gathering this afternoon concerning entrepreneurship job for all initiative that, by God's grace, is going to be embarked on within a short while within this year. Today marked the orientation first day. It's another development to City Ghana, because that is our philosophy, to contribute to the national development. Mr. Chairman, as a lead partner in Ghana in this project, I would like to use this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude to Queen's University, DDC-IKO in Canada, Lidogo Incorporated in Canada, and JCCD Designs to Africa, University of Ghana, and KNUST Innovation Hubs, Data Link, Institute of Business and Technology, and other partners involved for joining hands with us to address what we call poverty and the unemployment in this country. Yes, this project will bring hope to thousands of Ghanaians who were lucky to be involved in the coming training. And we, the founding partners, are very proud to that, because that is our philosophy, to assist national development in our small way. Mr. Chairman, since entrepreneurship is understood as the creation of extraction of economic value, of which those embark on, who we call them entrepreneurs, also view it as a change and willing to take up entailing risks beyond what is normally encountered in starting a business. It goes beyond learning small trade to find a daily living. It is often true that one should be able to have the ability and desire to establish, desire to administer, and willing to succeed in a startup venture. But it's not easy, as a saying. In our century, there is no guarantee of success to what we call born entrepreneurs. In view of this and all that matters associated, call first collaboration initiative from City Ghana to Queen's University in Lidogo in Canada that also have brought on board local partners and other institutions and personalities on board today. Friends on board who are participating in this trade, there is one thing to know about venture creation while developing to become a renowned entrepreneur. The fundamental impulse that keeps the capital engine in motion comes from the new consumer push, the new method of production, and all that are associated to reach the market and the consumer. The process revolutionary from within, and it is you, the learners, that you will adopt a new way to destroy the old one or to add value to it. That's creating a new one. The process of creative destruction is the essential fact of capitalism. New venture creators, actions and activities are quite different from pushing away an old organizational culture. I knew many of you are already in this business, but the ideal learning philosophy is dropping what you know and any self-ego and willing to adjust your standard and status to studentship to acquire a new one. To the participants, I want you to be determined, be aggressive, because sympathy in business that does not add proof to product and services is not part of business skills and knowledge. And that is why every business that still have monopoly existence in the mindset always. You are not here alone. All those involved that will equip you to have the best knowledge in the modern entrepreneurship are ever ready to do so. So I am entreating you, the participants, to take this business very serious, because many Ghanaians were expecting, but unfortunately, they were not able to have it. You want to learn the best and the current methods and applications that will help you to succeed, which I hope all personalities involved in your training are willing to offer you the needed from selfless mind and heart, while looking ahead to some of you to be one of the best business tycoons to contribute to the economic development in Ghana. City Ghana agenda to accomplish this is not just a training, but our willingness is that through you, Ghana will be transformed to be one of the best entrepreneur innovators in Africa. We are very serious about this transformational business. Therefore, I urge you all to take it more serious. Normally, things given free in Ghana at times doesn't consider it as it should be. But what we should know is that the partners involved have sacrificed everything for your benefit and the national development. As today marks the first day of the occasion, I don't want to take much time because today is not a day for academic presentation. Since our agenda for today's opening is a continuity, I hope you, the participant learners, will take this business serious and embark on it accordingly. Per records I've seen today, not all of you are on board. So I'm urging all of you to involve those who were picked, that the business has already started, and they should stick to their time and make sure anytime there's a way for you to join, all of you will join hands and learn the needing, the reason you will be engaged in order for our agenda of transformation through entrepreneurship will be achieved. Of course, the focus here is expanding robust entrepreneurship and innovational economy that attack poverty. So we are here not to just learn a training, but rather learn something that will transform our mindset to be somewhat formerly we were not, as innovators and creativists, so that we can transform the nation from the situation we are in at the moment. Every country development depends on privatization. Therefore, we wish you will be one of the most entrepreneurship trainers in this century to transform the nation to where we want it to be. This entrepreneurial job for all project will set venture capitalists to build and grow businesses in Ghana. I want to use the opportunity again to thank all the partners involved, the invited guests, protocol not mentioned, the media, and you, the participants, for joining us today for the opening ceremony, what I'll call, of this entrepreneurial job for all that's going to happening in the world, but in Ghana, for a record purposes. Let's record a history that one day that history will be told to the next generation. Thank you, and God bless you all for your efforts.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Lawrence Lowo. It has always been an honor being on this journey with you. We are much grateful for receiving your address. The next on our list to be invited is my able partner. It's the one which I started this very Entrepreneur Just for All program with. One amazing thing about this guy, which I will say, is that he's ever ready and willing to make a change. His drive for change is top notch, and I'm very honored and grateful to be inviting him as the next speaker. He happens to be Matt Huxley, the founder and CEO for Lidogo Incorporated. Matt Huxley, you are welcome. The floor is open for you.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. It's an honor to be here and to be a part of the program, as you mentioned. And like everyone had mentioned, I just wanted to thank all the different partners, the media, also as well, the different distinguished guests that are here today, the dignitaries, and the students and coaches, because that's where it's really forming. That's what it's about, and has been said in different talks and addresses before that. I'm going to be pretty brief here today. For tomorrow's actual orientation, I'm going to do a good part of the talking. So I want to have all the partners and some of the other guests here today get some of the showcase here and the light here. But really one of the key words that was talked about in our theme really today is being a change maker. And that's not necessarily something that is very easy. It's something that there's a lot of bumpy roads along the way. It takes a specific type of personality, mentality to really go against the grain and to shake things up. I'm proud to be a part of this program that's going to give the support, the guidance, and the access to 1,000 entrepreneurs that are going to be able to then shake again the individual growth, improve their communities, as well as also really improve and help the nation, Ghana, to do more, to be the leaders in changing and to doing good. So just a few things as far as me on this journey. Entrepreneurship road can be lonely, it can be difficult. Like I said, it's kind of a bumpy road. And some things to create a lens to look through as you go through this specific pathway. You've got a lot of incredible training from all these partner academic organizations that we're hearing from here today. You're going to be getting a lot of great mentoring, advisory from a cadre of coaches that have a lot of subject matter expertise, a lot of knowledge and skills that are going to be helping you to build and to refine your business models, your pitch presentations, business model canvases, a lot of different things that are going to help you grow and to thrive. But as you go through this, think of it as three things that I'd like to just share as a lens, really that mindset. Continuing to have that positive and growth mindset as you go throughout this journey. There's a quote that I like from George Bernard Shaw where it says, "The reasonable man adapts to society. The unreasonable man persists in having society adapt to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man." And in many ways, you, the students here that are coming forth, even the coaches and the partners, are coming together to drive positive change and be the catalyst for something different, something new. It won't be easy, but as you go through, continue that positive mindset, that growth mindset, because in many cases, there's going to be different challenges that are thrown your way. There's time commitments, there's different things that are going to stand as obstacles. But to the next part too, is you're going to be building an amazing network, really gain the energy and the wisdom through the entire network, all of the different students, the different academic institutions, the mentors, as well as the advisors. If you picture this at this stage, a bridge that is connecting two land masses over a body of water. Imagine though that now, after you see this, that this bridge didn't exist. Before we have two land masses that weren't able to be connected. On one side, you've really got your goals, your outcomes, your desires, and the other is you. That bridge is connecting both. And that bridge really is this network, this human library of information that's filled with wisdom, knowledge, skill. And again, as mentioned, it's these partner organizations that are here alongside Lidogo, and then also all the mentors and advisors that you're going to be introduced to that are going to help you thrive, to help support and to guide. Don't ever forget, you are the hero in this story. We're the support, we're the guide along this way. And that last part is really just enjoy it and have fun. Too often there's so much pressure or you're feeling a lot of competition to that end, but it's really not just about who wins. It's not zero sum, one winner, one loser. In a way, everybody's going to win from this experience through the connections, through the knowledge that you're going to gain, just the overall enrichment and the experiences that are going to come forth from here. It's one building block at a time, and every single person that you come into contact with has some information that can help. Together, we're building something better, something different. Not only just will impact yourself, but your community, as well as a nation as a whole. Ghana will be able to thrive. We'll be able to address the poverty and the youth unemployment problems that have been discussed earlier. We'll together be able to make a difference and build a better tomorrow. So I just want to thank everyone again. I'm honored to be a part of this, and I'm looking forward to all the great accomplishments that we can achieve together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our able Matt Huxley, our partner. We are grateful to have this great presentation from you. This to show how edge you have been for change. And it's always an honor to have you. I'm of no doubt that you have been the one spearheading social change in Queen's University, Smith Business School. You've been promoted as the program manager for Center for Social Impact. I'm of no doubt that you have been making tremendous with this position. That's to show how you have a drive for change and making an impact in Africa. And we are very much grateful. The next on the list to be introduced is one great professor who happens to be the president for Data Link Institute of Business and Technology. I've known this man for a few months now, but I can say for a fact his drive also for entrepreneurship and for change. He came in as the president not so long ago, but his willingness to promote entrepreneurship, not only in school, but in the country, and to have a full support for this entrepreneurship which we have been running is very tremendous. I'm very honored and very pleased to invite Professor Stanley Moffat, who happens to be the president of Data Link Institute, to talk to us. Prof, you are most welcome. The floor is open for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kingsley. I think it's in order if I also respectfully acknowledge the presence of my able chairman, Professor Emeritus Stephen Adey, distinguished guests of honor, the Honorable MP for Asin Central, Mr. Kennedy Ejapon, who have come to love so much within the past couple of months, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, and then my fellow partners, the media, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the very lucky 1,000 selected entrepreneurs. I must say that I'm very, very honored and excited to be part of this virtual orientation on eJobs for All. I have always believed that the idea of inculcating an entrepreneurial mindset in our youth and creating jobs is the foundation to any thriving economy and society. As a patron of students in free enterprises side, I'm proud to say that in Ghana, achieving sustainable growth of small and medium-sized enterprises has been a key part of our economic agenda. Over the years, I've seen how essential entrepreneurship is in creating employment, value, and innovation while delivering the goods and services that are needed around the world, both in developing and in developed countries. The so-called traditional entrepreneurship has been the backbone of our local economies for centuries. But as technology advances, we are now witnessing the rapid emergence of innovative entrepreneurship, which we normally call the startups. Now, I believe that the combination of the tech-led and innovative business models would enable the entrepreneurs to create new products and services that reach more people at a cheaper cost. Indeed, whole sectors have been transformed already through this combination. Financial services to food and agriculture, ICT, internet connectivity, energy, water, healthcare, and so on, which make these services more efficient and more accessible to the population. To the 1,000 entrepreneurs, let me just tell you that for any entrepreneur, whether he's startup or in traditional, there are 5 key factors that can help your business fully thrive and make our world more inclusive. One is the access to finance. And most of the time we try and sweep this under the carpet. But I have come to believe that it's such an important and integral part of the whole entrepreneurial journey. 2 is technology, the need for fast digitization of all our business innovations. 3 is, don't forget that it has to be a customer-centric business model, which will allow the user and also give them access to the various markets. And 4 is the enabling environment, by that I mean the infrastructure. And as you pitch, you should be able to be mindful of all the environmental needs that will catalyze the growth of your entrepreneurship. And then lastly, and I'm very happy that Matt mentioned it, it has to do with leveraging strategic partnerships, what we normally call networking. These are things that you as an entrepreneur cannot do without. And I believe that with these 5, you can move on and climb to the very top. We all know that it's a major, entrepreneurship, I mean, is a major feature of our economic landscape. But entrepreneurship alone is not just an engine of economic growth. I believe it's also a factor that makes communities more vibrant and secure. And I'm always reminded of what President Obama once highlighted about the power behind entrepreneurship. And he said, it's the ability to turn an idea into reality and tackle our most pressing global problems, from climate change to poverty. And for the new entrepreneurs, I think that we all have to associate ourselves with this. This is our core mandate, our vision. That should drive us to be able to turn up whatever idea that we have into reality, and that will change the landscape of our social life. These are about some of the reasons that we are so excited about entrepreneurship. Now, the e-jobs for all. One of the ways of harnessing the efforts of potential entrepreneurs and innovators from Ghana and across the globe is through this particular e-jobs for all entrepreneurship orientation. And I believe that this two-day event at which facilitators, financiers, administrators, academics, government representatives, innovators, successful businessmen, and other key players in the entrepreneurship ecosystem are brought together is a shining example of how governments, financiers, educational institutions, and private sector stakeholders can work together to foster the kind of entrepreneurial ecosystems that will encourage the economic growth and business-friendly environments. Now, by offering to host this virtual orientation, the CEO of Community Entrepreneurial Development Initiative, CIDI, Mr. Kingsley Pinkra, who for the past 2 months or so has become perhaps one of my best friends. And whenever I think about entrepreneurship, I think about him because of the idea, the kind of lofty ideas he exchanges with me. And through that, he has clearly demonstrated the resolve and commitment to entrepreneurship and innovation. And we couldn't be more excited with the securing of this MOU with Queen's University, Lidergo Incorporated in Canada, JACCD Design Institute of Africa, University of Ghana, KNUST, and my own institute, Data Link Institute of Business and Technology, to create thousands of jobs for the youth in Ghana. Indeed, this event welcomes its first 1,000 students into the e-jobs for all program. And I want to encourage all of you, for those of you who have gotten this opportunity, to see it as a very worthy opportunity, not to let it slide by you as it does with all other opportunities. I have faith in the ambition and the vision for this one-of-a-kind event. And that demonstrates that Ghana is open for business with the aim of making Ghana a global leader when it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship. And if we can't become a global leader, the first 1,000 entrepreneurs that we are culturally should set the pace. You should be the pace setter and shine the light on the whole entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Incubator Hub. Now, to promote this growing entrepreneurial initiative, we will launch an entrepreneurship knowledge hub and business incubator at my university, DLIBT, and that will be coordinated by Mr. Pinkra himself. Now, this facility, which we hope to inaugurate in March this year and house on our campus, will work with entrepreneurs to help them learn how to turn their ideas into enterprises. The incubator would also work with companies to help connect them with the investors who can move their concepts off the drawing board and onto the store shelf. And will work with other players in the Ghanaian entrepreneurial space to help foster a very vibrant, cohesive, and collaborative ecosystem. You'll be hearing more of this incubator in the months to come. But for now, let me just say that we are extremely gratified to be able to play a role in the growth of this development and to be able to witness and learn from the innovative developments being brought to the fore by Ghanaian entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, I would like to say how wonderful it is to have so many entrepreneurs, innovators from around the world gathered here on this virtual platform. Also because it gives me the perfect chance to share some of my wishes for the successful entrepreneurship with you. The first is, having spoken a lot about entrepreneurship, I think one of the things that we need is data and timely, in-depth analysis on the whole entrepreneurship landscape. The dynamism is very large and ever increasing. So by having insights on who is winning, who is treading slowly, and who is losing and why, we can design better policies and really help our entrepreneurs who are getting this opportunity. Secondly, given that digitization, management system overhauls or changes, and investment in human resources are key to increase productivity, the question then becomes, how can we help startups or companies to invest in those processes? Today, one cannot secure or guarantee a loan that helps you reschool your people, making funding difficult to obtain. And so I'm so excited about the work being done by Queen's University, particularly Lidigo, and for you being the pace setter and funding these first 1,000 entrepreneurs that will go a long way. So I believe that with the successful campaign, there will be trainers of other entrepreneurs, and I will see the chain move forward. And lastly, we have so many challenges, from sustainability to energy to technology, food security, women empowerment, maintaining health issues, and so on. How can we create the partnership? And I was so glad when Matt mentioned that the networks, the partnerships within the private sector, across industries, and with the NGOs to design products that can improve lives of so many that we needed. In fact, that has been one of my motivations for setting up this innovation hub, which I'm very glad to say that Mr. Pinkra will be the coordinator of that. We are seeing many examples that are building on technology, but we need more, and we need a scale up if we want to have a significant impact. So finally, I say I look forward to learning more about all your intelligence and innovative inputs and endeavors. And I hope that we can learn from each other so that we can build these first 1,000 entrepreneurs up so that they will be the pace setters of the entire entrepreneurial landscape in Ghana. So I thank you for inviting me. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to learning more from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our able Professor Stanley Moffat. It has been an honor, a very great presentation from you. We are very much grateful. In terms of, like I was saying earlier, I've already seen your drive when it comes to entrepreneurship. Been in an office for not quite so long, not even close to 6 months, but there has been a very great change in terms of a Data Link Institute. And even I know differently that it will be reaching the whole country coming soon. As you shared, even in terms of the investment, it has been one of the greatest problems in the country. We are personally even helping out in terms of this project as well, which is not going to be just providing training and mentorship, but with a very great man in the country, Mr. Obrimpong, leading a venture capital fund. He's also pushing through for us to get a lot of investors who will be assisting these entrepreneurs, which we are going to train. So it's not just going to be a training and mentorship, but definitely some funds, $1 million funds and others, which with time, all these investors will be introduced. He's working on it very well. And we know that definitely we'll be getting VCs and investors on board as well. And in terms of sustainability, it's not going to be just 1 year, 10, which after it is going to be, oh, you graduate, then that'll be all. You will still be supporting them on our own way. Our hope is to use entrepreneurship to address the youth unemployment situation in our country. And I'm grateful for you giving us a very good presentation and supporting us on the journey. I'll be coming in very soon. And it has always been an honor also working with you in your institution. So thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you. Thank you. The next on the list to be invited is also a very great man, very spearheading the nation's premier university. If you say a nation's premier university, it's like K University is always wants to fight for it. We are honored to have him with us. He has been the ones leading when it comes to entrepreneurship and innovation in the whole school, which is the University of Ghana. There's the very man who has been leading it. His dream has been even trying as much as possible to have innovation centers being set up, not only in the University Business School, but the whole department as well. So that's also to show his very drive for entrepreneurship. He has been doing a lot, being an entrepreneurship lecturer, and also coordinating the Innovation Hub in the University of Ghana. I'm honored to call Dr. George Champon to give us his presentation. Doc, the floor is open for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. And it's always a pleasure to speak on your programs. Yes, professors to Dada Emeritus. He's just not a professor of entrepreneurship or a professor, he's also an entrepreneur himself, Christian. Alumnus of the University of Ghana Business School and all of that protocol observed. It's such a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak. So first of all, I'm going to start with the beneficiaries of the program. And I want to start with the key adage that says that you become Bodam fee and some ideas, right? There is nothing like self-help. Yes, it will be the Buama while you know how the while you know how the quotes. I mean, there is nothing like self-help, right? So no matter how well the program is crafted, if you do not take advantage of the opportunities, you cannot benefit. So the first thing I'm going to say to all the people on the call, who are going to benefit, is to say that try and take advantage of all the opportunities that will be made available to you and benefit as much as possible from the program itself. The next thing I want to say is that, yes, most often than not, the tendency is to think of entrepreneurship as just creating your own jobs. However, what I can say is that entrepreneurship can also be intrapreneurship. And the kind of change that you are able to make in existing jobs in government institutions. So many times people think entrepreneurship is just about living. No, it's also about making change. So if you can think of the skills you acquire within this program as a system, as a method of leadership or management, then you can make the changes that are required wherever you find yourself, right? So if you think of it as a methodology, a skill that you have to acquire from this program, then whether you set up your own business or not, you can create the expansion within existing organizations that can drive the growth that is required, right? And that's one of the things I'd want to say. So I want to wish all the young people on this program the very best, especially if I'll be biased or very selfish. There are 108 that are coming from the University of Ghana. I can only wish you the very best, and the hub is always open. Oliver and the team are here to offer you all the support you need. If there are things you don't understand, go to the team for all the support. We can only wish you all the very best. Kingsley, I want to also congratulate you for a great job that you've done. It's not been easy. It's been about 6 months or so since we engaged, and I can see the passion and the energy in the project. And I can only wish you the very best. And congratulations to everybody. And hopefully, sooner or later, we'll see the output of our leaders. God bless us all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Doc. Always an opportunity to have you. And kudos also to your great work in the University of Ghana and supporting us on the journey to promote it. I know that as we have 108, next time it's not going to be only 108 being picked from the University of Ghana. But we're definitely going to give you a lot of slots because of your drive for entrepreneurship. we definitely need to do that. It's unfortunate Dr. Samakomia hasn't been able to join us yet. He's out of town. He was engaged, but he gave his words that he will be joining. It's unfortunate he still hasn't joined, so we will proceed until he joins. So the next to be invited is unfortunate that when we began the program, we should have received the opening remark from our Professor Emeritus, but it's unfortunate because of connection issues, he couldn't join. We are now fortunate to have him join us. So what much honored and all that I do, I'm fortunate to be inviting our Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade, who happens to be a renowned Ghanaian economist. He's very well known in the country, being a leadership expert, an entrepreneur himself, a chairman of Accra College of Education, College of Medicine. He also been the former Director General and Rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade has also served as a chairperson of the National Development Planning Commission, also leading as a senior economist of the Commonwealth Secretariat from 1986 to 1989, and the board chairman of the Ghana Revenue Authority. He's a CEO of not less than over 10 private institutions and companies, 7 as a board. I could see that he's the only professor who haven't left office. He never went indolent. He has been working even more than when he used to be in office. I'm very much honored to have him. I always keep saying that it's always an honor being from Adansi and learning from him small, hoping to be like him one day, a very great person. Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade, I'm very much honored to introduce you to the podium. The floor is open for you to give your remarks. Thank you very much, Prof.
Let me thank you very much also, Your Excellencies, fellow academics, prospective entrepreneurs. Let me apologize for the connection problems, but I can say that it wasn't from my end. It wasn't sent through, but I was able to admit only the first 2 speakers, so they may be called to speak again. But let me not interrupt where we are so that we can go to listen to Nana, Dr. Michael Addo, and their excellencies, Bashirari and Roberts, because I think that that's more important. I'll have another opportunity as the chairman at the closing remarks. But I always say, and that's the only sentence I'm going to make, there's always entrepreneurial opportunities, but there are few who take them up, because anytime you can do something better, faster, or cheaper, you create change and opportunities. And I'm trusting that from these 1,000 people, with the help across the Atlantic Ocean, we will have real change makers. So let me allow the program to go on, and I'll come with the closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. I will also say again that His Excellency Dr. Roland Roberts just joined us. So we are very fortunate to be having him. His Excellency, you have been recognized. So the next on the list to be called is Nana Dr. Michael Addo. He has been a very great person also in the country. The very person also spearheading entrepreneurship. When it comes to entrepreneurship promotion, this is a very man who even started in this country years back when we were all young. And he has been recognized as such, as a very great man who has been leading this course of entrepreneurship. we just began since 2015. But here, there has been a man who over 50 years, he has been promoting entrepreneurship in the country. He's a very great man, been very known as Kama. He now resumed office as a king. And now Dr. Marco Ado, popularly known as Kama Industries, please permit me to share a brief of his introduction and his profile. He's an accomplished business executive, a management consultant, an inspirational teacher, motivational speaker, social worker, and outstanding elder of the Christian faith. He has been served several boards, being the president for the Ghana Red Cross Society, and I was awarded a honorary life member of the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation in 1978 in Edinburgh, UK. In addition to his numerous roles and positions, he has served as the president of the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Association of Ghana, a member of the National Development Planning Committee, member of the Ministerial Advisory Board of the Minister of Education, the chairman of the Pentecost University College, board chairman of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, a council member of the Data Link Institute of Business and Technology, which is in Tema, and a member of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Nana holds PhD in Marketing and Entrepreneurship from the University of Ghana. I'm very much grateful and honored to welcome Nana Dr. Michael Ado to give us a speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingsley. And I'm grateful to be part of this wonderful program. Chairman, Professor Emeritus Stephen Adai, I hold brief and I hold your heart. Thank you very much for being here for us. All others, including Professor Moffat, Dr. George Echampong, who happened to be one of my professors during my PhD journey, and all other protocols I believe I've observed. I wish to state to the thousands of new entrepreneurs that it's a very important journey that they want to take to make life comfortable for them. I've been a businessman all my life. Academics tried to win me into their fold, but I left for business. I would wish to let them know, the thousands listening to us, that things keep on changing every 100 years. So you realize that in the 18th, 19th century, it was more of survival of the fittest. The strongest made it. And that was the time for slavery. People that were about 7 feet, very strong. They were to go and till the land in Europe and America because of the devastating effects of the climate. Within that period, the slave masters were inhumane to these people that were doing the job for them. So somewhere in the 19th century, there was a law that people should not be used just like that. They should rather use machines. And that was the beginning of industrialization. From late 19th century to 20th century, it was more of industrialization. Machines started working. So countries that are backed on industrialization became rich. And those that stood without embarking on industrialization became poor. And Ghana in particular became very, very poor, such that by the end of the century, we had joined the HIPIC, highly indebted poor country, for the industrial world to cancel our debts for us. That was the end of 20th century industrial revolution. Luckily for you, we have entered a new revolution, a new era, 21st century. We are in 23rd year now. My dear friends, I want to emphasize that we are now in entrepreneurial revolution. Entrepreneurial revolution. The physics time is over. The machines time are over. Now it's about technology, information age. So whatever you need to know is there. So I'll add my voice to Professor Moffat that he gave you 5 factors. I'll make it easier for you to remember as 6 M's. I'll add 1 to it. The M's. And the first M is manpower. Manpower will be that for the networking, leveraging networking with respect to the environment, the coaching that other speakers have already spoken about. The second M is machines, that's technology. Machines, the computer, the phone, whatever. Then the next M is materials. Material will include the land, include offices, whatever you need to put into your business. That will be the third M. The fourth M is marketing. Marketing, that's the customer base. Who needs your job? Who needs your solution to his problem? What are the solutions you are giving to societal needs? Those who will need it will be your marketing target. Got to think about that as well. Then think about money. That's the funding, the finance. Name whatever you want to name it. Put it under M, which is money. Then comes to minutes. Minutes, that's time. Remember, you can't get money so quickly as some young people think. And I have an adage that if you rush, you will crash. So don't rush to crash. Just be patient, try to understand the system, and then be tolerant, and then you can make the entrepreneurial journey. So that acronym of PUT, patience, understanding, tolerance, is what, again, that I'll give it to you. I also think that the entrepreneurial revolution comes with innovations and ideas. Please use the 5 sensory organs, and that is the eye to see opportunities, the ears to hear, like you are listening to us now. What are the opportunities that we try to create for you? Then the nose. What do you smell? Smell what? In the perfume, in food industry, there are so many opportunities there. Then the taste. Your tongue can also give you opportunities. And finally, the feelings. Your hands, to be a masseur. What do you do with your soft hands? What do you do with it? These are opportunities that you need to have. I don't want you to be copycats. Try to innovate, innovate, and innovate. And one of the professors also said, you have to create fun. Humor is part of the characteristics of entrepreneurs. In fact, there is a scientific knowledge that the brain is divided into 2, the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and they do 2 different things altogether. Whereas the left, which we have trained so far, handles logic, language, and the rest, arguments. Ghanaians, we are very good at that. The right handles color, for which we are not. That's why our artists are poor. It handles music. What kind of music do you like? So we are talking about entertainment industry. Please go into that area. Then you have to have excursions, exposure. Open your minds so that you can see more, you can hear more, you can taste more, you can feel more. And all these are opportunities, investment opportunities all over the world, and especially in Ghana. We have all kinds of things that God himself created in the Garden of Eden. We have everything here, from animals, plants, natural resources, oil, the sea, everything is in Ghana. So why do we cry? You 1,000 youth, please seize the opportunities. and don't be copycats. Just open your mind and try to solve societal problems. Look at the problems in your area, in your community in Ghana, and try to solve them. I'll put all these ideas into 2 books that I call Fundamentals of Entrepreneurship. Fundamentals of Entrepreneurship. Book 1. And the book 1 handles what is entrepreneurship, why entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur. So if you read about all that and see that it's like a jacket, find whether you fit into that kind of jacket as who is an entrepreneur. Then goes to the entrepreneurial mind, talking about the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the brain. Because the more you see with your conscious mind, which imprints onto the unconscious mind when you are sleeping, that will give you the opportunities. Don't try to dream wild dreams. Wild dreams are anything to go by that takes you to occultism, quick money, rituals, which will not help you. These books are there as principles for you to follow, to give you the kind of entrepreneurial journey that you want to embark on. Then goes to humor, attitude, change, investment opportunities, and then other investments, all in this book, book 1. Then the book 2 talks about, this is the book 2, how to start your business, how to fund it, funding, marketing, insurance, taxation, IT, all these are in book 2. If you grab a copy of this and try to read it, it forms the principles that you might have to follow to make money. I thank you for this opportunity, and I believe that in the course of time, when there's more time for us to interact with 1,000 people, I will do it, and I will avail myself, Kingsley, and then I believe that with Queen's University in Canada, we all team up and come up with this wonderful, innovative way of teaching our young people to be entrepreneurs in the 21st century, not later, not yesterday, but tomorrow should be there for all of them. I trust that this seminar, this virtual program, go a very long way, and I trust that Professor Moffat at the Data Link Institute will also continue his journey of promoting entrepreneurship at the Institute. I hope I can be of assistance to Dr. Georgia Champong, to Queen's University, to whoever would need my services. I trust that Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade would also continue his good job for Ghana, Mother Ghana, and I pray for success of this program. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you for everybody that is on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana. It's always been great hearing from you. Been a revolutionary campaigner on entrepreneurship. We are always grateful learning from you. I remember the time when I visited him at his office. I couldn't live without having a book. I'm very much grateful for that.
Okay.
But I've been able to read. I've gone through, so I need to come for the second copy. I need to come for the second copy. I'm already done with the first one, which you gave me. It's very full of ums, and I'm very honored to learn from you. In terms of pharmaceutical manufacturing, Nana has been the top-notch manufacturer in the country. We are grateful to have him. He's an advisor on board for this our program. And as he said, definitely will be matching some of the entrepreneurs to him for him to advise them to also be like him. When it comes to several drugs being manufactured in the country, it's well known, and now we are very much grateful. Manufacturing Camaclos, treasuries, NISA drops, to name a few, Omega Oil and others. This to show how great you have been when it comes to entrepreneurship. And we are always grateful, very, very always grateful. You assisting the young ones also coming to also be like you. We are grateful, Nana, for honoring our invitation to you. Thank you very much. So the next on our list to be called is the next on our list. This is my program slide is missing. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. we are fortunate to have, as I introduced earlier, Our Excellency Dr. Roland Roberts II being with us. I've known this man also for some time now, having been discussing a whole lot of entrepreneurship with him. I could also say this is a very great man also, having a great drive when it comes to entrepreneurship. He has been of support, a great support to Africa, Ghana in particular. He leading an NGO, an organization which is Transform Africa, with the motive of doing everything possible to transform Africa. He is currently a candidate for president of the United States of America, contesting for the 2024 seat. He has been nominated to the Central Command Task Force for the US Department of Defense and a member of the US delegation to South Sudan in 2021. When it comes to the war, the very people who have been delegated to go and address it, this is a very man who led this delegation in South Sudan, where he assisted with the stabilization of the transitional to permanent government. He has served as an advisor to national government on matters of diplomacy, national security, entrepreneurship, education, and water. Dr. Roland formed Transform Africa, which I earlier indicated, to solve complex systematic and structural problems for access to clean water, business, education, food security, and national security in Africa to accelerate the transformation of African economic, technology, education, social welfare, and healthcare sectors. Supported by numerous regional partners and stakeholders, Transform Africa has impacted countless of Africans in 9 countries through dedicated business and entrepreneurship programs, women empowerment and vocational training, and individual mentorship programs while preserving the rich tribal heritage of the continent. He addressed China's government on US-China trade war at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, China. Dr. Roberts addressed world leaders even at Harvard University and is a former CEO of the Hoverboard Company, the hottest consumer product globally in 2015. He was given the African diplomatic designation of His Excellency as a peace ambassador to nations from International College of Peace Studies. We are very, very much grateful to have him with us today. Having been talking to him, I was pretty much informed that even in terms of campaigning, so he has been very, very busy. As we even speak, he's moving from Congress meeting, which tomorrow too, he needs to be joining them. We are very honored to have His Excellency Dr. Roland Roberts join us today. His Excellency, you are welcome. The podium is open to you for you to address us. Thank you very much.
Greetings. Thank you, sir. And I give my greetings to all of the honorable dignitaries, diplomats, and honorable persons that are joining us today. Entrepreneurship is the single greatest economic engine on earth. The program you are embarking on is not merely an educational or a philosophical one. Entrepreneurship is a different area of study than anything else you will endeavor to learn in your life, because so much of entrepreneurship is weaved into who you are as a person. It's not enough to learn finance and marketing and branding and product engineering and management of staff, personnel, and employees, tax law. It's not enough to have all the information. That certainly isn't even enough to create a global company or to create the best-selling product in the world. A lot of companies have all of those boxes checked. They have marketing departments, operations departments, legal departments, engineering departments, quality assurance departments, sales departments. They've got quality people in all of these areas, and yet they still only do business in their area or in their one market. They are not global. They're not a household name. So it is important to understand as entrepreneurs what your objective is, what your mission is, and then understand that most of the problems you encounter along your entrepreneurial journey will be personal problems more so than business problems. People can solve your business problems. Money can solve a lot of business problems. What they can't solve is your unpleasing personality. What they cannot solve is your inability to be kind to someone. What all of the management teaching and courses in the world cannot educate you or make you do is to communicate in a way that your customers want to buy instead of feeling like they've been sold. These are many of the soft skills that go along with the hard skills of business and entrepreneurship. But I can tell you that entrepreneurship done right, where you grow personally with the business, will improve your life. It will improve the condition of your family, the opportunities for your family, and it will better your community and your nation. Ghana has some of the most creative entrepreneurs on the continent of Africa. Your government encourages and promotes entrepreneurship. But many have told me in my time there that they've been entrepreneurs since birth. At 2 years old, they're walking, peddling their family's products. But I must say, what you call entrepreneurship and what the world means by entrepreneurship has often been two different things. And that is why Ghana's entrepreneurs, up until this point, have not fully realized or achieved the benefits, the full benefits that come with entrepreneurship as much of the rest of the world knows it. And that's what this program is designed to do, is to help shift your thinking. And that is the only thing that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. Even in America, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 12 to 18 months. Of the 10% that are left, 90% of those fail in the following 3 to 4 years. So it is not something to run from. It is something to understand. Why do you think that many businesses fail, even in the United States, after decades of practice at entrepreneurship and starting enterprises? It's very simple. It is because everyone has ideas. But a lot of times the person, the entrepreneur, is not who they need to be in order to implement the idea that they have. And so much of entrepreneurship is trying to get into sync and into alignment with who you are as a person, with your idea, with your capacity, with where you are in life, with what you have to start with, whether that's relationships and finance or knowledge and wherewithal. Perhaps you've been in the industry. It's constantly a learning and a growth curve in market timing, market conditions. There have been many great entrepreneurs that spent their life savings and all of their time to create products that were very necessary up until there was an innovation that came out that completely erased the entire industry. They were trying to make something incrementally better, and someone else was working to change the entire rules of the game. And there's not to say one is right and one is wrong. It's just that is the entrepreneurial journey. And it doesn't mean that you don't start one. You just have to understand that you might need to start 10 businesses because 9 of them might not achieve the goals you have for them. But what I can assure you of is that each one, you will get better. You will get smarter. You will learn what works. You will start to ask better questions before you embark on certain journeys. They say the right questions get the right answers. The problem is most people are asking the wrong questions, so they get the wrong answers and they do the wrong thing. Even if it's the right thing, they do it at the wrong time. Timing is critical. But entrepreneurs are best suited to improve the lives of human beings and mankind on this earth. I firmly believe the greatest inventions have not yet been discovered. There are qualities, raw materials, substances that have not yet been discovered in space, in the ocean, underground, in places we have not researched. There are more elements undiscovered than we currently have in our periodic table. That is for sure. So there is much horizon for you to grow. You're not limited by your circumstances. You are limited by your vision and by your determination and your ability to keep going despite what the circumstances look like around you. Most of the time, the circumstances will not look favorable. Much of the time, you will not have enough money in the bank to do what you need to do, or the people that you need to help get things done. For a long period of time, it may feel like you constantly are having to fill in the gaps of what you don't have, and it doesn't matter. If you can get battered and not get bitter, you'll be better. And the problem is entrepreneurship, to some people, they get better. Other people, they get bitter. They start having a bad attitude. They start saying, well, it doesn't work. Well, it may not work because you don't work, or because you thought you could swap out a 9-to-5 job with an entrepreneurship. And that's not how entrepreneurship works. It is a lifestyle, not a job. It's a way of life. If you want 2 or 3 weeks vacation a year and sick days and guaranteed income for a period of time until they lay you off, then a job is the way to go. But if you want the uncertainty, but the ability to better your financial situation, to better that of your family, to create products and services that improve the state of humanity in the world we live in around us, that is a noble, worthy cause that I challenge you to learn everything you can in this course and with the university and the program that they have set forth for you, that you will make a difference in lives. The truth is, something you create, a business you start, a product you sell, may save my life one day in a medical emergency, or it may be something that you create and add to humanity that improves the quality of our life, even in the United States of America. I want to leave you with four secrets to massive results. Four secrets to massive results. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, then you have to have vision. You have to have a great vision. If not, you're just starting a small business. You're a solopreneur, a sole proprietorship. And you can have a little thing and sell whatever product you make in your section of the world, your village. But I'm telling you, you can do so much more. You can be so much more, but it requires a bigger vision. So four keys to massive results. Number one, you must take massive action. You must take massive action. The problem most entrepreneurs have is they play it too safe. They talk a whole lot, but they play it too safe. You know, in everything that I've done, the businesses that I've started and their companies that I've ran, or even in my run and bid for the presidency of the United States, I give it everything I have. The difference between me and most others is I'm willing to go bankrupt for what I believe. I'm willing to lose everything. I'm willing to invest everything in what I believe. And when you feel called to a certain vocation or to a certain mission in life, you better take massive action, or else those of us who are willing to take massive action will win every time. You must take massive action. What does that mean? It means you are bold and you make bold requirements and mandates of yourself. You will get out of bed at this time. You will work this many hours. You will make this many phone calls today. You will follow up. You will write these notes to people. You will engage in this way. You will do this marketing campaign, and you will do this or that or the other. You make bold demands of yourself, bolder than any employer could ever put on you or another human being could ever demand of yourself. You must place that on yourself. And you also must make bold requests of others. When you take massive action, you must have a sense of urgency. You must have a sense of urgency. And it cannot be an artificial or inauthentic sense of urgency. It must be legitimate, which means you must work on things that matter, work that contributes to society, work that betters, improves systems and processes or technologies. Success likes speed. That's why it has been said, if you want something done, give it to someone who does not have time to do it. Because just like Newton's laws of thermodynamics, objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. You go to the person who has all day, they won't get it done. You give it to the person who has 5 minutes, and even though the task takes 2 hours, they'll get it done. Because success likes speed. The second key to massive results, you must change your habits. You must change your habits. If I looked at your calendar and your bank account, those two things will show me where your heart and mind really are. You can talk about entrepreneurship all day long, but if you're not doing the things to engage and to grow your business, and if your pocketbook, the change, your monies do not reflect, then that is not really where your heart is. That's not where your mind is. It's where your mouth might be, but it's not where you are. You must change your habits. The way I look at habits and which one should stay and which one should go is the method of the critical few versus the trivial many. If I asked you, if I made a diagram, and on one side of the board I put critical few, on this side I put trivial many, and then I come to you and I say, okay, tell me everything you do from the moment you wake up. You may start to say things like, well, I go get a cup of coffee, I sit down and read, or you may say I hit the snooze button multiple times, on my clock alarm. You may say I spend time with family, I take a breakfast, I do a walk or some exercise, or I get up so late right before I have to go to work that I just throw on clothes and go to work. And then when I'm there, the first thing I do is go get a drink and I say good morning to my fellow workers. And anyway, you walk me through the day, phone calls, emails, text messages, how much time you're spending on social media. Then you get home from work and you're watching TV and you're spending time with friends and you're going to this function and that event and this thing over here. And if I put together every single thing you did goes in one of those two columns, the critical few or the trivial many, what you will find is that there are only 2 or 3 daily habits that will get you the success you're looking for in entrepreneurship. There's 2 or 3, depending on what areas of entrepreneurship you embark. Most of what we do on a daily basis falls into the trivial many. Most of it is not directly contributing to our success. And if you are trying to achieve massive results. Remember, if you're just trying to grow a little business, you don't need to apply these principles. This is to achieve massive results. This is the kind of thinking you must have to change the world, your world, and the world around you. This is what it takes to create truly great products and services, and to further the mathematics and discover new elements, to create cures for the greatest diseases, illnesses, and cancers on earth. This is the kind of thinking it requires. This is the kind of focus it requires on a daily basis. And I can assure you of one thing, that the secret of your success or the explanation for your failure will be found in your daily routine. It is hidden in your daily routine. What you do daily will determine what kind of outcomes you have, not what kind of professors the university gives you and that this program provides to you, not merely that information. It is your daily habits of execution, of implementation, of learning, of applying what they teach. Most entrepreneurs need a pattern disrupt. They need to get out of the routine, the rut that they've been in. They keep trying to go to the same places, hang around the same friends, keep the same schedule, get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, eat the same foods, snack on the same unhealthy foods. And I'll tell you that it's going to require pattern disrupt. Successful entrepreneurs do not have traditional schedules. So if you have not been in that place, you will need to expect that, because faithfulness and consistency is what wins the entrepreneurship game. For example, you cannot eat, if you're trying to manage your weight, you cannot eat 6 apples on Saturday to make up for Monday, Sunday through Friday. You cannot do that. It's eating healthy each day, not just eating healthy one day to make up for all of the days you missed. Be faithful in the work God has called you to do. Number 3, the third key to achieve massive results is to control your mind. Control your mind. The best way to control your mind and to control your thoughts is to control the input that goes into your mind. If you want to control your thoughts and your mind, which you must to be a successful entrepreneur, then you must control the input. I was taught at a young age, garbage in, garbage out. Success in, success out. Wisdom in, wisdom out. Sound instruction and knowledge in, sound instruction and knowledge out. Foolishness in, foolishness out. So you go through your social media. Look at all of this input from all of the different people. Everyone has a philosophy. Everyone thinks they're Socrates and Plato. And they'll give you their deep wisdom of today about all the matters of life. And you realize most of this is folly in, which means folly is going to come out. You must guard your associations carefully, your input. You are the summation, the sum total of your 5 closest friends. You will think like them, talk like them, make decisions like them, go places like them. Your income will be the average of their income, which is great if they are multimillionaires. It is not so good if they are not doing very well. But I tell you, your associations, you are or soon will be who your friends are. That is a time-tested principle from the days of King Solomon, King David before him. You are or soon will be who your friends are. So be careful who your associations are. Be careful what you let the TV play. You say, well, I'm doing other things. I'm not paying attention. Oh, but your subconscious mind most certainly is paying attention. It is impossible for it not to be. Your conscious mind might be distracted, but your subconscious mind is absolutely in tune and glued in and taking every bit of input from every source imaginable. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TV, friends, co-workers, neighbors, governments, media. And there's one of you, and you have to have a filter over your eyes and your mind before you accept a thought. Determine if you're going to process this thought. And the real question, does this thought serve the vision and the goals that I have? Does this help me on my entrepreneurial journey? The fourth key to massive results is to persist with intensity. There are three enemies to success: doubt, discouragement, and distractions. They're the three greatest enemies of success that entrepreneurs face. Every one of you will face them. I face them. Constantly, we live in a world that glorifies busy. We live in a world that is in a hurry. And those that have gone before us have told us that haste makes waste, that haste increases errors, and yet we still glorify busy. But what begins to happen is some things don't go our way, and we start to doubt. We start to doubt that it's going to work, doubt that it's going to happen. Or we then start getting discouraged. Now we're emotionally down. We don't see a way out. We don't see a path forward. And we are then distracted. Other things come along. Someone says, well, why don't you just go over here? It'll take your mind off of things for a little bit. Why don't you start this program? Why don't you add this product? I know you're selling this flavor of juice now, or this flavor of chips now, but let's go to this flavor of tea, and let's add this product line. Distractions. Distractions. If people are more successful and have more financial success than you, it is for one reason primarily, and it is because they have learned to say no more often than you. The wealthiest people in the world say no more than you do. The problem is, the poorer someone is, the more they say yes. They say yes to going, yes to being there, yes to doing this, yes, yes, yes. They don't know how to say no, so that they can focus on the one thing, on those two or three critical few. And if you achieve that, then you can say yes to so much. The problem is they're trying to say yes to so much before they have said, and they're saying no to their future. They're saying no to the critical few, because the critical few will always be crowded out by the trivial many. You must persist, run hard, and play all out. Give it everything you have. Do not hold back emotionally, physically, financially. Just plan right now on being exhausted, because you're going to give it your all. You're going to apply yourself like never before. All of the other entrepreneurs in Ghana will wonder what happened, what was different about the entrepreneurs that went through this program. Because you will be the difference. You keep going even though it's difficult. You keep going even though it's hard. You keep going even though you're discouraged, and you don't slow down. The more discouraged you get, the faster you go. You don't lay on your couch or lie in the field, feeling sorry for yourself, talking to people, complaining about how life isn't fair. And no, that is not for the successful entrepreneur. I can assure you of one thing, and I leave you with these words. At the end of this journey, both of your education and of life, you will say one of two things. I'm glad I did, or I wish I had. Run hard. Do your best. Be a person of integrity. Run with dignity and honor, values, and grow. Enjoy this beautiful journey of entrepreneurship. May God bless each of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Dr. William Roberts. It's been nice hearing from you. As he has left us with two great words to end his speech with. I know our entrepreneurs will be taking lessons from it and to choose from themselves whether to say they are glad they did or they would have wished they had. Thank you very much once again. We wish you very well in your Congress meeting and your campaign as well. Definitely, I know for sure that because of how greatly you have been and contributing to the welfare of Africa, I know that the future is bright for you. We wish you well in your presidential campaign and other stuff as well. God will still bless you for honoring our invitation. The Republicans are glad to have you, and we were looking forward to hearing the update on how the election office will go. We wish you well, His Excellency. Thank you very much. There are some other great personalities also who also needs to be recognized. I have my able head of department from the KNYC School of Business also with us, Professor Kingsley Opoku Apia. My name, he has been very contributing in this project. He's serving as an advisor for us, together with His Excellency Dr. William Robert and another Dr. Michael Ado, to name a few. This able professor has been contributing a lot. It's like whenever I reach out to him, he's ever ready to assist and to help. Prof, you have been recognized. Thank you very much for your contribution. We also have our registrar for the GCCD Design Institute Africa also with us, Madam Akosia. Thank you very much for your tremendous contribution also for this project. You have been recognized for joining us as well. We have the Executive Director for National Commission of Culture also with us, Madam Jeanette Nyame. He also happens to be the executive, the vice president for the Women World Federation of United Nations Association. She's also with us. Madam Janet Nyame Edna, you have been recognized, the Executive Director for National Commission for Culture. We have team members from the Denis Deshpande Queen's Innovation Center from Queen's University also joining us. Chloe, Megan, and Co, you are also being recognized. Thank you very much for joining us. You have been recognized. We are grateful for gracing this orientation. I have my pastor also joining us, Pastor Daniel Lotfield. Daddy, you have been recognized. Thank you very much for joining us. We have Caroline Odonko, also from YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative, which has been established by the US government. Their leadership center in Gempa, also joining us. Madam Caroline, we are also being recognized. I will then, as we go through, those who join will be recognized as well. I will then leave the mic also to Matt Huxley to take in charge from here. Matt, please do me an honor and continue from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. Thank you, everyone, as well. To all the students out there, I know there's some questions that have come through in the Q&A. We will be providing a lot more information with regards to the specifics of the program, walking through a little bit about the educational components, as well as some of the timelines, the deliverables, and what you're going to need to do. The Slack channel will be posting the recorded webinar from today later on. So for those that were not maybe able to see the whole thing or not viewed at all, that information will be available as well. And we just want to thank you for your time. We know it was a kind of a long time, almost 2 hours, but we're very, very excited, as Kingsley and you heard from all the different partners have mentioned. As Dr. Roland Roberts said as well, this is time to really run and to move forward. So we're excited to be, again, that bridge for you to help to get to where you want to go and to help you, to help the community, and to help Ghana overall really change the world. So with that, I'd like to call Sibue Zakaria to do our closing prayer, and then we will dismiss after that.
Matt, we haven't taken the closing remark from Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade. We haven't taken our closing remark.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Before he also does that, let me also recognize Professor Gilboy Shen, who happens to be the technical advisor for Ministry of Tourism. He also with us. We have Sheikh Dr. Sebewe Mohammed Zakaria, also being a senior lecturer in KNUST Radio Studies, also joining us. Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade, the floor is now open. My able Adanse man, all from the same place, spearheading change. Prof, the floor is now open to you for you to talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that it has been a very good afternoon. I'm sure that the 1,000 prospective entrepreneurs have had the opportunity to listen to these great facilitators from Canada and their coordinators in Ghana. I want to specifically thank His Excellency, despite his busy schedule trying to vie for the presidential candidacy. He was able to make it to be with us. And it's been a good afternoon, since we are going to have another day tomorrow where there will be a
Prof,
much
not to
more
come in,
focused.
a quick one. We can't see you, Prof. We are not seeing you, Prof.
Yes. Yes, because I don't have control over that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm saying that it has been a nice afternoon, and I want to thank everybody, from His Excellency, the presidential candidate, taking off time to be with us. We wish him the best in his endeavor. We know, especially, that if he succeeds, and he must succeed, the entrepreneurs and our countries will have a great ally in the White House. I want to thank the Queen's University for all that they have prepared, and I'm sure our entrepreneurs are going to enjoy it, and also the Dago in their mentorship. Let me say, and has been said in several forms, that being an entrepreneur, it's a hard work, but all future millionaires and successful people will be entrepreneurs. And I look forward to the joy of seeing you not only create something and start a change in our country, but also be a catalyst for other lives. I hope all of us will be here tomorrow at 3 p.m. to continue this program. And our moderator and coordinator, Mr. Pinkra, thank you so much for all the effort you are putting in. And we hope that the results will justify your endeavors. Thank you all. It's time up, it's 5 o'clock, and we shouldn't go beyond that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. Always an honor hearing from you. Matt Huxley, I think we are now taking the closing prayer.
Okay, let the chairman do so. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for our time together. And we will pray that this will be the beginning of great things to come in our country. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much once again, Prof. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for making time to join. We are meeting tomorrow again, same time, 3 to 5 p.m. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day.